What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video, y'all. So, typically Wednesdays is our content drops in Ever Crisis, and I wasn't expecting it, but we did get a new banner. So let's look into that right now, man. We got Glenn and Sephiroth, but only Sephiroth is getting the costume in this banner. So let's check it out. If we try it on, yo, this costume's actually pretty dope, man. Kind of like the vest. I don't know, the color scheme. I think it looks pretty cool, and the sword too actually matches well with it. Looks like he's about to go skiing down a mountain or something. I don't know, snowboarding like FF7. I don't know. That's how I get to the Northern Crater, right? But and was it the Natant jacket? Natant, whatever. It's got buff, debuff extension, and water blade Arcanum. So there you go. Sephiroth is the third character in the game now, I think, to get water Arcanum. Arcanum, I don't know how to say it, but buff debuff extension I think is really good on a costume. Waterblade Arcanum, very good. Third character, I think Glenn is the first one to get it back in the limited banner, the limit break banner or whatever, a few months ago, and then Tifa got it as well, I believe. And I think those are the only two. So Sephiroth, number 3. So his weapon is called the Tempest, the straight up Tempest, one word. So with his torrential thrust, damn bro, he does 440% physical water damage, just one single target. When 50% HP or more, water resist is decreased mid, and it maxes out at high at base, OB. 30 P attack, 12 water potency, OB 6, 40 P attack, 27 water potency. Then the damage goes to 620%. And then the water resist decrease goes to high automatically right off the bat. 26 seconds, obviously max out at high. And then OB10, 46 P attack, 39 water potency. So these are standard R abilities when it comes to a DPS weapon. 700% physical water damage, and more duration on the water resist decrease. So P attack 64, special materia, P attack sigil boost, pretty good. So this is a good DPS water weapon. Not really much to say about it. It's pretty similar to the weapon Zach got a month ago, the Pressure Ridge, except this one actually does a little bit more damage than that weapon does. So yeah, it does a lot of good water damage while also decreasing the water resistance of an enemy at the same time. So good combination to have, right? I guess the only downside is that it maxes out at 700%. When you see a usual DPS weapon that doesn't have utility on it, it'll max out at we're getting high percentages now when it comes to elemental damage, especially when it comes to 1.2 multipliers. We're getting into the thousands now. So this maxing out at 700% is kind of a letdown, but I mean, water resist decrease high automatically every time you use it. It's pretty good. But if you already have a supporting character that can do water resist decrease high, then I guess this kind of goes, it's kind of a waste. But, if you have this weapon, then you don't need that character, right? Yeah, you got to look at it from multiple ways. But yeah, I think it's a great weapon. Pressure Ridge, for Zach is a great weapon for his Ice Arcanum, and I think this is a great weapon for his Sephiroth's Water Arcanum. So yeah, I like it. Yeah, I actually really like this cosmetic too. I think it looks really dope. But yeah, what could you pair with this weapon for Sephiroth? So the content we would have to deal with when we use water would, you immediately think of Ramuh. So they already confirmed that Ramuh EX2 is going to be coming in August. So they're probably going to be throwing a lot of water costumes and weapons at us. They already confirmed the beach event that's going to be coming back next month. It's going to feature Lucia and Yuffie. I assume they're probably going to get water weapons or water debuffing weapons too. So yeah, just something to be aware of as well. But yeah, okay, kind of got sidetracked. But the weapons that you could possibly pair with this, Shinra Blade is always a good, it can go with any build, physical or magical build. This is more of a magical weapon though, just based on the stats. But I mean, P attack does boost attack and boost ability potency. These R abilities can go with any Sephiroth build essentially. So that's a good one. I'd say a sleeper weapon that you could possibly throw in, as a sub weapon would be Nameless. If you have a good Nameless, this will be very useful against Ramuh, right? If you have a Sephiroth with this weapon, his Water Arcanum, you'll have more survivability and you'll have the lightning resist. So that's something to kind of think about. And plus, this is a P attack weapon too. So, you know, I think this could go pretty well when it comes to survivability, and then the, you know, his main hand weapon doing the damage and the water resist down. And also, you know, his buff debuff extension on his costume kind of helps the water resist down too. But in a way, it kind of doesn't, because if you're going to be using this ability over and over, like, do you really need the buff debuff extension? I don't know. But yeah, those two weapons, Nameless, Shinra Blade more for the offensive if you want to just do more damage. Nameless more for survivability against Ramuh. Possibly Radiant Edge just for the P attack and the defense down, but honestly, I would say you probably just want to have a support on your team that will do the defense down for you instead of using 4 ATB to cast that. But, you know, it's an option. And plus it has very good P attack too, so you could pretty much clear out your whole, max out your P attack just with this weapon and Radiant Edge. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of your main options when it comes to Sephiroth and pairing this weapon with his new weapon. But yeah, I like it. Am I going to draw on this? Probably not. I'm kind of dead set on drawing for, I think, probably Lucia or Yuffie when it comes to the beach event, or saving for Vincent, or possibly getting both if I can. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of struggling on crystals right now, but I think it is a good costume. It's a good weapon. And yeah, let's actually go into Glenn now. So Glenn is very indicative of, based on, did you get his weapon from the limited banner a few months ago, the limit break banner? And if you did, and you got it to possibly, you know, if you got it like OB1, you could possibly pair it with this weapon, and he's a straight up DPS that can take care of himself. So the Slay the Day, I actually love his weapon names, they're pretty freaking hilarious. But so this is similar to Sephiroth's Radiant Edge, but it's the water version, right? So, oh, and actually no, this is kind of the different. This is actually water damage is increased instead of water elemental damage is decreased. Okay, so this is kind of different. So at OB0, you do PDEF down. You also do water decrease, or water damage is increased when your HP is 50% or more. The non-elemental damage, you know, it's kind of irrelevant. P attack and water potency 30 and 12, 40 and 27, and then 46, 39. So same R abilities as Sephiroth's weapon. At OB6, you know, a little bit more physical non-elemental damage. The PDEF stays at mid, maxes out at mid, and then the water potency goes to high. And then at OB10, water potency goes to high, you know, longer duration. The PDEF stays at mid, duration goes up a little bit more physical non-elemental damage. 46, 39 on the R abilities for P attack and water. Sigil boost, you get the water materia slot if you don't have his weapon, so I guess that is an option, which I don't have his weapon. But yeah, that kind of brings me into it. If you drew on that you know, if you drew on that banner, it was featured Cloud and Glenn. So I assume most people probably went for Cloud in that banner. I did anyway. I got Cloud's weapon to OB6, and I got 0 copies of Glenn's weapon. So this, to me, is kind of useless. But it's still, I mean, if you have Glenn on your team as a support, this is perfect, I guess, when it comes to just filling out a full water team, right? I don't know. I mean, but I think it's ideal if you have his limit break weapon. It pairs, those two pair perfectly together. It's kind of like Water Tifa's build with the bunny gloves and his feather gloves, or yeah, those two, with the combination of those two, and then you have Sephiroth's wind setup too, where he can boost his wind elemental damage and do elemental damage with his Dark Heavens. So it's kind of similar to that. If you have Glenn's weapon, and especially if you got it like OB6, I mean, even OB1 is pretty decent because it had like 900% potency max on it. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't say you would not be drawing on this banner specifically for this weapon anyway, because you always draw on a banner specifically for the costume. And yeah, if you want Sephiroth, if you want to draw on this banner or you're thinking about it, your light spender, free to play. The main question is, do you want Sephiroth's costume? And if you do, and you want to, improve your water kit, because, there hasn't been a ton of water characters and weapons in this game. So, yeah, Sephiroth's a good one. If you want to do it, I'd say you go for it. If you like Sephiroth, that's kind of, if he's your husbando, then, that's another reason. But anyway, yeah, I think it's a solid banner. It's something I'm probably not going to pull on. I'm probably just going to wait to see what we get in the beach event. This lasts till July 8th, so this one's actually kind of going to go away pretty quickly. I hope the beach event banner comes before this expires, just to see if, you have an option. You can, look at the two of them and compare and see which one you want to pull on, right? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this banner. I think it's pretty decent, but something I'm not going to pull on. Are y'all going to pull on it? Or there are things I did not consider in this banner? Please let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching my Ever Crisis content. Thank you so much for all the support. And I will see you on the next one. Later.